Hey, it's Ed here. Hope you're having a nice day. Hey, I got another tip for you that can help ground you during this time as we're in isolation. And I think we're on like 3 or 4 weeks into this thing now. So a lot of people are starting to feel a little stressed. Right now is a really good time to practice grounding yourself. And one way that you can do that I like, is take a list of the top areas in your life. For example, spiritual, health, occupation or career, relationships, what else? Finances and that kind of stuff. Pick one of those categories. You can do it for all of them, of course, but pick one of those categories and then ask yourself the question, what do I value most about X? So let's take health, for example. So you would ask this, you'd write at the top of your paper, just write health and fitness or whatever. Say, what do I value around health? You ask yourself that question. And then as you ask that question, you start writing down the things you value. So for me, that would be I sleep well, I feel satiated. I don't eat to the point where I'm just stuffed and I feel miserable. It would be things like I eat healthy food, I eat organic, I try to exercise once a day, I try to get my steps in and walking or biking, whatever for you. And each one of those represents the core values that you have for that particular topic. So, right now, let's say you're stressed out about finances. So, you ask yourself, what do I value about money, about saving my money, or um, organizing my money? So, it might be things like I save a certain amount every month, or I save for a rainy day, or I'm practical about the way I spend my money, or I only spend this much before I get talk to my wife or my partner to decide if we want to spend more than that for whatever the thing is. So just take the time to write down your values, and then for each one of those, write why that's so important to you. Just write a description. And then you score yourself from 0 to 10 how well you think you're doing. A really cool diagram is like if you can imagine a pie chart, and each one of those wedges represents one of those life categories. And then what you can do is imagine the middle of that is 0 and the outer edge is 10. Color in from 0 outward each one of those life categories. Color in where you think you're at. So if, let's say, finances, you think you're at a 5, then just color out to 5. If health and fitness, you think you're at a 7, color out to 7, and so on. And then whatever one you start working on, you might want to do it for all of them. Just write down your values, and then ask yourself, how well do you think you're doing? So if you give yourself a 5, take the time to ask yourself, how can I daily change this from a 5 to a 9 or a 10? What do I need to do that's different? And then focus on that. What I find happens when people get grounded in their belief system and they really honored their beliefs and they strive and they can see progress towards their belief, the first thing it does, it removes you away from fear, because a lot of people are in fear right now. And whenever you try to manifest out of fear, your intention is going to have a wobble in it, because your focus is on, it's fear-based, not coming from your heart. And what we want is for you to get back grounded into what does your heart want, and why does that matter to you, and their values is at the seat of all of that. So in summary, we all have values. We have these 7 or 8 categories of life that we're always monitoring, whether we like it or not. Things like health and fitness, health and fitness, relationships, spiritual, occupation and career, friends and family, and so on. Okay, so list those out, and then pick the one that feels like you could even just color in like 0 to 10, color in the score that you give yourself, and then ask yourself, which one do you want to work on today? And then take that one and just list out your values for it. So if we were to pick something like relationships, it would sound something like maybe relationships is a 4, and you list out all your values. So things like we speak kindly to each other. There's no secrets. We always share our truth. We take responsibility for the reaction we have. We don't blame the other person. We strive to understand each other rather than to be right, and things like that. You get the idea. So just list them out, and then ask yourself, how well are you doing on each one of those? And then set a little goal for yourself. Like, okay, this week I want to work on listening better. So you might say, right now I'm at a 4 and I want to listen, I want to move that up to like a 7. So for the next week, you practice listening better. All right, so why is that important? It's relevant because if we allow fear right now to be driving the machine in us, then we're going to end up manifesting things out of fear, which doesn't last very long. It doesn't work very well. So my encouragement to you is to stop, get grounded in your values and say, okay, I want to manifest, like do it intentionally. I want to manifest out of choice. I want to manifest out of like my heart, what my heart desires. I mean, now you're back, you'll pull yourself out of fear and you'll start focusing on what your heart really wants. Now your chances of creating something in life that makes you a lot happier your chances increase dramatically. So I hope that's useful. Let me know in your thoughts, add your comments or perspective, and hope that's very helpful. Many blessings today. Look forward to the next session. Bye-bye.